Well, I would say let's have a talk, but let's not have a talk today. Let's just have you listen. And when you sit there and you listen and whatnot, you gotta sit back and remember all those interesting things. From from when you were a little kid, and you gotta see back, no matter how old you are, about how much can you remember, and how much can you actually not envision, because envision gets you in trouble, just like vision. But how much do you remember without straining your thoughts, or your mind, or your imagination? But at the same time, I mean, is it, well, it's kind of like this. I've been in Europe, and I walked all over Europe and whatnot, and found a few people who were struggling. And when they were struggling, I kind of figured they might be in the U.S. But at the same time, as them being supposedly in the U.S., they claim they found themselves. But the question of it is did they really find themselves? Or maybe they were just acting. But to make this really simple and really short, just listen to what I gotta tell you to do, and you will do it. Lay down, light a candle, and just think. Try to remember all the good things, and all the good things when you were younger, and whatnot, and what your favorite toy was, and what activities you did in the grass area of where you lived, or if you not owned a house but had a place what you did there, if you went walking in the woods or down the sidewalk, or things like that. The interesting part of it is when you start thinking about all this, what comes to mind? I mean, are you just like mellow and everything feels good? But anyway, not to embrace those things, but to simply just relax and keep thinking. Whatever age you are, so if you start at the age of 18, you would just slowly go back through the months. Maybe picking 2 or 3 things out of a month as you go back. That was good. You're going to find out somewhere along the line, you're going to get down and around there of being younger. Now, you can take the time to do all the years, but the easy way to do it is just to kind of remember a point in time that you enjoy and then go from there to the next one. But you realize one thing, after you keep doing this and whatnot, and just mark down, where everything went blank or black, and then you'll need to actually not think so much about this. So you just relax, and you're like, you know. So as this happens, you're going to want to start thinking about the good things that you did when you were 13, 14, 15, and whatnot, when you were younger, to see, try to, just to go from like 3 years old to 5 years old to 6 years old and 7 years old, and whatnot, and go back up the scale, if that's not a scale, to remember all the things you did. From there, it could be a struggle to get back to how old you really are. But at the same time, if you do this, you understand that you do this on your own and not because I asked you to or told you to. Just because you want to know. Because a lot of people, they go through the years and all of a sudden they realize at an age, that everything they see right here is here, depending where you're at and whatnot, and so forth. But the question of it is if that's really the truth, and you don't remember being a kid and all that and whatnot, and it's kind of like, in some senses, I mean, for me, it's like my whole childhood from 4 years behind, I don't remember any of it. I mean, there might be bits and pieces here and there, but it's just like kind of like I woke up. Some of like, how do you know what you know? And I was like, well, I remember back to 4 years old, and that's when it stops. So, okay, so it stops at 4 years old. That doesn't make no sense because it should, if anything. I mean, if you're like really, really old, 90 years old, it should stop when you die, right? You shouldn't remember anything else. And then you come back and it's like, should I remember what I remember in the past and whatnot? And it's like, I don't know. And like all of a sudden you start remembering these weird things. Deja vu at this mini mart or at this mall or whatnot. You just kind of pass it off in the sense of not passing it off, about not really thinking about it because you might be having too much of a good time and whatnot. But at the same time, it's like, how much do you actually take for granted that maybe your thoughts, and just by asking yourself to a thought that you're actually coming up with an answer for something. But anyway, let's get back to, you're thinking and whatnot, you're buying foods and whatnot, and then all of a fucking sudden you crash, I go by.